Today we're going to be, first of all I'm going to be shooting with a couple of 22s. Some of the first things you want to do when you are shooting is you need a target to shoot at, obviously. These ones, I use them over and over again and just mask them up. Saves paper, and also as I'm shooting I can see, if I can just mask the holes up and still see them, I can see how I'm going with the shooting, how the rifle's going, what happens when it heats up, etc. And trying just different positions and things. You can have a look at, see the old holes and see what's happening with this, usually with the rifle. Something that people seem to overlook a little bit that you see in some of the videos is your background and stuff like that behind the targets. So I'm going to be shooting from back there where that tree is. It's about 50 meters just for a 22 rimfire, just to test some stuff. And so I'm shooting there towards the targets. Now what you need to do when you set your targets up is make sure you got something behind them that's going to stop the bullets. You don't just want them to keep going, not knowing where it's going to end up. As you can see, I've got a really decent sized hill here, bank behind us. There's kind of no way you're even going to accidentally get a shot off, and it's going to go into you don't know where. Another thing to kind of think about, if you can, is how steep the bank is behind the target, because how these are set up, the bullet's going to go fairly well straight on into the bank, and the bank's going to absorb the bullet, and it's usually not going to go anywhere else. Sometimes you'll find, if you've got quite a shallow angle behind the target, that meaning that it's sort of flatter off behind the target, not sort of so steep like this, is when out here, when the weather heats up and the ground goes really hard, you can actually get ricochets off the ground, the bullets ricocheting off the ground, and then you don't know where they're going. So that's my target setup, and we'll get going and do some more filming as we go. Right, as you can see, I'm back down where I'm going to shoot from. Targets are up there. There's a safe backstop behind the targets to stop the bullets from travelling any further than I really want them to. Back down at this end, over all the years of shooting and stuff, this is kind of what I do now. I've got a rangefinder here. Rangefinder, so I just that's what I measure out my distance to my targets with, so I know sort of really well accurately how far away the target is. I use a bag for most of the accuracy testing and sighting in. Then if the rifle can take one, I'll put a bipod on and try it off a bipod as well, because I will shoot differently off bags and bipods. So today it's a bit damp still in the paddocks here, so I've got a tarpaulin. Normally I just lie on the grass. A box of crap that I bring with me, just this is lens cleaning and masking tape and all that kind of stuff. Pens, ruler to measure targets and stuff. Some ammunition in there, some binoculars, earmuffs. There's a spare scope because I might put a different scope on one of the rifles. Mainly what I'm going to be doing today is these two here. One is that Vostok Bakel target rifle, and the other one is the German MS420, I believe it is. So we're going to have a shoot with the MS420 today. This will be the first time I've shot it. If that scope's not much up to it, I'll change this other. I've got another scope here I can put on it, and we might have a bit of a shoot off the Germans versus the Russians. Okay, we'll see how we go. Did a little test with these two. The Russian target rifle did seem to have the edge on the Mauser. The first time I've shot this Mauser, it took a little bit to sight the thing in. This is quite an old scope. The adjustments aren't clicky adjustments, they're just a friction type adjustment, so it seems to be quite picky with how you set it up. Finally got there with it. Just a bit of a comparison between the two. Obviously one's German, it's quite good quality. Had a nice smooth action, nice trigger. It fed nicely, and I think with the right, if you had the time to put into it to find what ammo it actually liked, it would actually probably shoot quite well. A different scope certainly wouldn't go astray on it. It did the job. It's not the best of scopes. It's just a little 4x18 Bushnell that just came with it. Yeah, it did seem to like the faster ammunition. I shot 5-shot groups with both of them off the same kind of rest, a bag, both at 50 meters, and I used the same kind of ammo in each one as I was comparing them. Obviously the Bakel, Vostok, whatever you're going to call it, did have the advantage with the, although it's not a proper Zeiss scope, it was way clearer, and to kind of even it up with them, I only shot this one on 4 power with the scope, but it was still far better to look through and stuff at the target. It's a finer crosshair. This one's got quite a fat crosshair, so it covered most of the target at 50 meters. So I tried some, we're pretty limited with ammo here at the moment in New Zealand. I tried some RWS ammunition that I had here, some old Winchester Blazer ammunition, and some Gecko 22 semi-auto ammo, and some Aquila 22 extra hollow point, which is the ammo both of them seem to prefer. It's a high velocity ammo. I think the other ones are pretty much standard velocity ammo. So and the other ones were solid point ammo. This Aquila was hollow point. I don't know if it's made much difference, but it's just the ammo that both of them actually seem to prefer. Yeah, it's like I said, this one's got the nicer trigger. It's a nice smooth action. It's just way more refined. But at the end of the day today, this seemed to be the more consistently accurate rifle, the Russian. Trigger is nothing, or just terrible compared to the German, but it shot better. It took a little bit to get used to it. It's quite heavy and clunky being Russian, but hey, it certainly works, and it proves it on paper. I'll put some pictures of the targets up through the video as well. Thanks.